try to get everybody squeezed in between the boards. It's a little more room, maybe.
Let me find a second.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to get started momentarily. Announce Operation Elm Sweep. Police Commissioner Chris Sapienza is going to kick it off, followed by the mayor, then followed by Chief Inspector John Hodges from the Westchester County Department of Public Safety, and then Council President Nodine Collins. Please turn your cell phones off or put it on silent, and then we'll take questions at the end. Thank you.
Morning. Today we are here to announce a series of arrests which took place last week throughout the City of Yonkers, targeting street-level drug dealers, including members of several local street gangs, as a result of an intensive 6-month-long investigation. Operation Elm Sweep is a collaborative law enforcement effort between the Yonkers Police Department, the Westchester County Department of Public Safety, and the Violent Criminal Enterprise Bureau of the Westchester County District Attorney's Office. Members of the Yonkers Police Department began executing arrests last Tuesday, targeting 14 offenders who are the subject of this investigation. The majority of these arrests took place on the west side of the city. The defendants allegedly operated in and around the Nodine Hill Area, specifically the Elm Street corridor, and were engaged in illegal narcotic sales, including crack cocaine. Undercover officers were utilized in the course of this investigation. Many of the defendants have extensive criminal histories and have been present or connected to group violence and violent incidents in the area, including murders, attempted murders, stabbing, felony assaults, multiple incidents of shots fired, and illegal possession of firearms. 2 were present at the Bodega Deli, where a Yonkers police detective was recently shot, the April 2021 shooting of a 6-year-old child on Ash Street, and the June 2021 drive-by shooting on Elm and Oak Streets, where 5 people were shot or associated with the same. A tenet of policing is where there are drugs, there are guns. If you look at this board, you could see some of the issues that we had with this group. More than 100 arrests, 50+ convictions, 20 open cases, 5 gun arrests. So these are bad people. Combined, the 14 defendants had criminal records representing over 100 arrests, more than half of which are felonies, with over 50 convictions. Illegal narcotic sales and group violence are interconnected, and Operation Elm Sweep intends to interrupt the violence by targeting the drug dealers and removing them from the communities. Working together with our law enforcement partners, Yonkers police investigators secured county court indictments against the 13 adult defendants for criminal sale of controlled substance 3rd degree, a Class B felony in the New York State Penal Law. The undisclosed youth will be adjudicated in the youth part of criminal court. As of today, 12 defendants have been apprehended and 2 remain outstanding. I want to personally thank the Westchester County Police Department and Westchester County District Attorney's Office for their invaluable assistance with this operation. I would further like to thank Mayor Mike Spano and the Yonkers City Council for supporting these efforts with the leadership and resources necessary to keep Yonkers safe. Thank you. I'm going to turn this over to the mayor now.
Thank you, Commissioner, and good morning, everyone. You know, I want to echo at least what the Commissioner had said in terms of saying thank you. Thank you to Westchester County Police, John Hodges, Chief Inspector is here, the Westchester County District Attorney's Office for their Office of Investigations, our Yonkers PD. Collectively, these 14 men have 56 prior convictions. Remember, 56 prior convictions, multiple accusations and arrests beyond that. And these are individuals who were at the site of the scene of the crime. If there was a shooting happening, many of them were there. When other crimes happening, many of them were at those locations. You know, kind of like your mother said to us growing up, be careful who you hang out with, right? Because you are who you hang out with. So these individuals, and the smart work of our Yonkers Police Department, that's called precision policing, where they're going and they're looking beyond the picture so that they can make sure that they can capture those who are taking part in the crime activity. You take a community like Nodine Hill. I'm not kidding you. Go walk that community. You can walk that community any time of night. 99.9% of the people that live in that community are loving, law-abiding citizens who are held captive by these individuals who want to come into their community and take advantage of that. Well, you know what? Our police department isn't going to let that happen. And that's why they are there, and that's why this is a proactive department. You know, we continue to be one of the safest cities of our size in America, even with what we're seeing nationwide, and even with some of the crazy laws that are coming out of the legislature. We continue to do the things that we need to do. As of right now, we are 10, believe it or not, we're 10 points lower in crime than we were at this time last year. Our shootings are 20% down from where they were last year. And that is not what you see happening across this nation, but it is what we see happen here in Yonkers. Because we have police officers who are proactive. We support our police department, they support us, and they support the people in these communities. And they want them to live in a safe environment so they can enjoy their summers. And with these individuals off the streets, they have a much better shot at that. So, Commissioner, thank you. Our officers, thank you. Keep up the great work.
Good morning, everybody. My name is John Hodges. I'm Chief Inspector with the Westchester County Department of Public Safety. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Commissioner Sapienza, and thank you to the City Council members. This was a very successful operation after a 6-month investigation. I'm very, very proud of all of the detectives and supervisors who worked on this case. And I do believe that it is a testament to the collaborative efforts between law enforcement agencies and the use of precision policing models, all right? And it's also proof of our commitment to rid our streets and neighborhoods of these dangerous drugs and those who profit by selling them, as well as the drivers of violence who affect these communities. Thank you.
Our Council President.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lakeisha Collins Bellamy. I am the City Council President, and I felt that it was imperative to be here today to support this effort that was 6 months in the making. So I'd like to thank our Mayor, our Police Commissioner Sapienza, as well as the Westchester County Department of Public Safety on their efforts to continue to keep Yonkers safe. On behalf of the Council, I know that we are all committed to fighting crime and drugs here in the City of Yonkers, and I thank you all for your continued efforts and the work that we will continue to do to keep Yonkers safe. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yeah, could you describe what role these men played? You talked about, the mayor talked about how some of these men were still on the scene after incidents occurred. Were these men orchestrating things, you know, murders, hits? Were they the ones that were the main traffickers of drugs?
These men were at the forefront of crime in Yonkers in the Nodine Hill area. They're responsible for drug trafficking, for gun trafficking, for gang violence. They are the major drivers of crime in that area.
And we see that there's some youth on there. These youth were used to orchestrate some of these things.
I'm not really going to comment on the youth. That's kind of a separate situation for right now.
Specifically on here, I see Guy Van Loo, that murder. Can you point to any of these men and tell me which ones were involved with that murder?
We don't want to get into specifics, being that it's an ongoing prosecution. I could tell you, though, that the these crimes did range from murder to attempted murder to gun charges, so very, very serious crimes.
Okay, and so all these men play roles in murders, drug trafficking, drug selling, things like that?
Yes.
No, Commissioner, those guys there appear to be low-level drug dealers, people that live in City of Yonkers. What about those that are supplying them with drugs to be sold in the streets of our city?
I would disagree with the premise that they were low-level drug dealers. I would say these are quite high as far as drug dealing is concerned. This is gang enterprise, criminal enterprise at the highest level.
Where are the leaders? This is coming from where? The drugs.
The drugs? I don't know if Joe wants to answer some of that.
Morning. The question was, can you repeat the question?
The question is, the leadership. Drugs are coming from somewhere. We have a huge problem in Yonkers. Not just, I don't know what type of drugs they were selling, but we have problems with fentanyl. All this stuff is coming from somewhere. We need the leaders to be held responsible. Are the leaders being held responsible?
Right, so the Yonkers Police Department, along with Westchester County, are partners in this operation. We have detectives assigned to federal task forces that address those specific issues that you're asking about. When you go up a rung on the ladder to a mid-level or an upper-level distributor of narcotics, we have detectives assigned to those cases. And those cases are usually brought on a federal level with the assistance of task force officers from our agencies in Westchester County.
Commissioner, so you mentioned these are some pretty heinous crimes, some pretty, crazy stuff. What does this mean for the city of Yonkers? You can step more in front of the mic. What does this mean for the city of Yonkers? Safer streets, less drugs, less shootings?
Well, that's everything. So the whole idea behind this type of a sweep is disrupting criminal activity. Like I said, there's definitely a correlation between drugs and guns. So when we disrupt drug operations, it's less opportunity for someone to be on the street committing a violent felony. So as you can tell, these are all bad actors. With them off the street, we're talking about the shooting of our police detective recently. 2 of these individuals were in that store. We're talking about the shooting of the 6-year-old on Ash Street last year. They were there. So they're out and about. So regardless of how we apprehend them and what we apprehend them for, they're off the street, and it's making the citizens of Yonkers safer.
Any concern they could be back on the streets pretty soon with bail reform and things like that?
There's always a concern of that. We do have some restrictive and difficult legislation, but we play the hand that we are dealt. Our job is to get them off the street and to arrest on our end. As far as prosecution, we will see through as best we can. Some will be released, some won't, but we will disrupt operation regardless.
If you remember, if you don't mind me just throwing this out there, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago that our officers working with County PD and a federal task force did a sweep, took 70 gang members off the streets of Yonkers under federal crimes, which, by the way, are much more severe than state crimes. And those individuals, many are still in jail today, but our crime dropped tremendously right after that, because what they'll tell you, and what they tell me all the time, is using CompStat and using their precision policing. They pretty much have a good idea. If there's 6 burglaries going on, they have a good idea as to who's doing them, and when you grab, let's say that there's 6 burglaries and you grab someone who's committed 4 of them, you know what? You've eliminated 4 of the 6 burglaries from happening. So that's a huge decrease in crime because of their precision policing. They have an idea. They know who the top shooters are. They know who's robbing cars, and these are the things that kind of come about, and that's one of the reasons why we have such an effective police force.
Commissioner, a few days ago, there were a series of police raids, South Broadway, Hawthorne, and probably other places, very early morning, 6:30 in the morning. Any relationship between those police raids and this sweep?
Yes, they are all connected to the same gang and criminal activity that you're seeing here today.
And you said that there's 12 or 14, 12 total, but 2 are still at large?
There's 14 total, 2 are, I wouldn't say at large, they've been identified. We're working through the process as far as bringing them into custody.
And any additional arrests expected after that connected to this sweep?
Well, arrests always result in additional arrests based on information during debriefings, et cetera, and there'll be continued gang arrests, but as for right now, it's the 14.
The mayor mentioned that these guys have 56 prior convictions. Are any of these charges going to be federal charges that will put them away for longer periods of time?
No, in this case, they're not being charged federally.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. We're going to close it out now. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.